Welcome to MineByte, where we don't just play the game, we look closer. For over a decade, Minecraft updates have followed a pretty predictable formula, but Mojang is gearing up for Java Edition 26.3, officially known as the third drop of 2026. Scheduled to release in the third quarter of 2026, let me tell you, this feels different. They are literally rewriting the rules of survival. So, grab a snack, sit back, and let's dive deep into the facts and the dark lore Mojang just revealed. Let's start with the atmosphere. We finally got the autumn update everyone has been begging for, the Dappled Forest. But it's not exactly a cozy vibe. The biome is filled with coarse dirt, red shrubs, and leaf litter. It introduces poplar trees, which come with three crazy, saturated leaf colors: red, orange, and yellow. As you walk through these falling leaves, you'll see shelf mushrooms bouncing and growing naturally on fallen logs. It feels incredibly ancient. But as you explore, you start to notice something unsettling. Deep in these woods, you will stumble across a brand new structure, the abandoned camp. Now, I need you to think about this from a lore perspective. These aren't like villages. They are tiny, completely isolated. And if you look closely at the structure generation, the tents are built using white wool stairs. Mojang officially added wool stairs and slabs in this drop. But why build a tent out of wool? In the Minecraft universe, wool has one very specific mechanical purpose. It absorbs sound and prevents vibrations. So, whoever built these camps was trying to stay absolutely silent. Inside these camps, you'll find barrels, and sometimes a hidden oxidized copper chest. Inside them is a brand new Explorer map system. Instead of just pointing to monuments, these abandoned camp maps now actively guide you to specific biomes, like the Cherry Grove or the eerie Pale Garden. It feels like whoever left these behind is desperately trying to lead you somewhere safe. But the absolute wildest thing you'll find in these camps is the straw bed. Now listen closely, because this breaks Minecraft's oldest rule. Since the Nether was added, the golden rule has always been, if you sleep in another dimension, you explode. It's a hard-coded mechanic. But the straw bed, it completely bypasses that legacy code. The item data reveals exactly why. The straw bed allows you to sleep through the night without changing your spawn point. Because it doesn't set your spawn, if you take this bed into the Nether or the End and try to use it, it does not trigger the explosion protocol. Instead, it just breaks instantly. You get the benefits of a bed, but the item is destroyed. It is a one-time use tactical item that completely shifts the meta for speedrunners and deep explorers. Moving on from the dark lore of the abandoned camps, let's talk about building. Update 26.3 is delivering something the community has demanded for years: concrete stairs and concrete slabs. Available in all 16 colors. And yes, you can put them through a stone cutter. No more faking smooth modern structures with quartz or wool. But Mojang didn't just stop at solid blocks. If we look at the entity data, they introduced the cushion. Notice I said entity, not block. Crafted from 3 of the new wool slabs, the cushion is a decorative entity that you can actually sit on. You can place it on any surface, and it can intersect with non-full blocks. Just be careful, because if you push it with a piston or break the block underneath it, it breaks. We can officially retire the old trick of trapping a minecart inside a wooden stair. We already talked about the poplar trees in the Dappled Forest, but the wood set includes everything from doors and hanging signs to poplar boats with chests. It even introduces a brand new block, the Poplar shelf. The biome also generates a new foliage block called the red shrub. But as a channel that looks closer, we have to talk about the hidden changes, the things Mojang secretly tweaks or takes away. Let's look at the hay bale. In 26.3, the texture was changed. The strap holding the hay together was moved down by exactly 1 pixel. Why? Just so it aligns perfectly with the model of the new straw bed. That is an insane level of detail. Next, the spruce leaves. For years, spruce leaves were unique because they naturally produced falling leaf particles. Well, in 26.3, that line of code has been deleted. Spruce leaves no longer drop particles. Mojang nerfed an old block just to make the falling particles of the new poplar leaves feel more exclusive. They also rewrote the logic for stews. You no longer need exactly 1 red and 1 brown mushroom to craft mushroom or suspicious stew. The code now accepts any combination of 2 mushrooms. Finally, the mapping system. The code for all maps has been completely overhauled. The player icon now always shows the exact direction you are facing. Every single explorer map, from buried treasures to woodland mansions, now has its own unique, distinct texture. But there is a catch, a silent nerf. You can no longer zoom out explorer maps using a cartography table. You are forced to explore the scale the game gives you. Update 26.3 proves that Minecraft is maturing. The engine is smoother, the building is less restrictive, and the rules we learned a decade ago are being rewritten. Fall 2026 is going to change everything. Thanks for watching, and remember, always look closer.